Hi everyone, I'm going to talk very briefly about the paper I presented at SPSA this year. It's very much a first draft and still needs fleshed out a bit more, so if you have any feedback, I'd appreciate it. My work focuses on polycentric governance systems, such as here in the California Delta, where decision-making authority is often delegated to networks of stakeholders who participate across a series of policy forums. These forums provide the space for actors to interact and devise policy solutions for myriad collective action problems. Now, these actors attend forums to help resolve the forum-specific policy problem, but also all maintain their own unique policy goals that they wish to advance to influence policy decisions. Actors within forum decision-making and strategizing is often complicated by what we call forum interdependence. Forums, although structurally independent of one another, are often functionally interdependent. So in this paper, we're focusing on social interdependence, or when membership overlaps between forums, implying that actors are playing repeated games with some of the same actors. We ask, how does social interdependence affect actors' incentives to push for influence or prioritize attaining their own policy goals in forums? So work has found that the incentive of actors in these forums is typically to advance their organizational views and maximize performance and influence. We argue that repeated interactions may modify this incentive structure, where actors in these socially interdependent forums may practice more restraint or be more willing to compromise to a personally suboptimal level within a single forum to benefit interactions with these same actors in linked forums. And lessons from repeated game theory do show that actors condition their behavior and strategies on the shadow of the future, enabling essentially the potential for punishment and reward schemes across linked forums that may help actors overcome this myopic temptation to be self-serving. So for instance, for actor yellow here, the credible threat of punishment, retaliation, or the potential of rewards from, in particular, actors blue, green, and red may suppress her inclination in Forum 1 to push her personal agenda. So she has to be cognizant to avoid self-serving behavior that may impact her reputation or interactions with these repeat actors in these linked forums. In comparison, actors participating in socially independent forums, like in Forum 6, without this potential for spillover, are incentivized to engage in behavior that fully optimizes their performance in each individual forum. We test this proposition with survey data collected from 2 watershed systems. I won't elaborate too much on the measures. The IV that I've developed at the actor forum dyad level still needs a bit of refinement, but we run cross-nested multi-level regression. These are the results of our current model. As of now, we find statistical, though not really substantive support in the Delta, and no support in Tampa. But like I said, this is very much a first draft. A lot can be improved in subsequent iterations, especially methodologically. A few initial thoughts that I have, to beef up this draft is that this argument may be conditional on power or on actors actively participating in forum deliberations. It may be nonlinear. A concern I have with the current IV is that actors attending 2 of the large forums in, for instance, Tampa or the Delta, where there's a ton of social overlap, have large interdependence measures, regardless of whether they're spectators, very active participators, or regardless of their level of power or resources or social capital. I do think when this paper is refined a bit more, it will contribute well to work on polycentric systems, work examining power relations, speaking to the question we continue to ask in these more collaborative and ground-up and polycentric systems, are we creating more equitable spaces, or are we just providing venues by which people with pre-existing power structures can continue to influence decisions in just a more formal setting?